So by the time you watch this, basically about 21 days prior to when you watch this, I would have already uploaded and premiered my audio version with pictures on the 5 LGBTQ animated couples, or lesbian couples, if you will, cartoon couples. I think I forgot to put the word cartoon in there, but that's fine. But anyway, I would have done that list, and it's a bit of a follow-up, because again, I'm adding content so you guys can have something to watch while my mom's here off, during her summer break. Basically, the thing is, I stick by that. Now, first of all, let me make this perfectly clear. Like I said in previous videos, I am straight as can be. I am a born-again Christian, but I do have friends and I do have family that are LGBTQ. So there's no avoiding that, if you know what I mean. And family, you gotta support, whatever decisions they make, and same with the friends. Even if, you're not supported, even if you don't back it yourself, is what I'm trying to say. Again, nothing against people, they want to make those choices, that's fine, more power to them. So no disrespect, no offense, I just want to put that out there. But the reason I did that list, and I want to follow up on it, is basically because of the fact that a lot of fans during this month actually look at those couples, those animated couples, or fictional couples, as being one of the most best examples, I should say, one of the best examples, period, of LGBTQ representation in fiction for all ages. Because you got to realize, back in the day, it would be very taboo to go there. I mean, very taboo. I mean, you could try to hint at it, try to sneak it in as best you can, but even if you attempted to go that far, yeah, you would basically be in trouble. Your butt, if you know what I mean, to kind of substitute that for another word, your butt would be grass. Your butt would be burnt, if you know what I mean. I mean, you could pretty much, find yourself looking for another job, back in the day. Because like I said, it's not like now. It's not like now when this kind of stuff is acceptable. Because, back then it wasn't. And there's no way, even if something like YouTube existed, there's no way that people like me would be able to do, a video, a list, if you will, of what we consider the 5 lesbian LGBTQ couples in fiction, in animation, or live action. There's no way we'd be able to do that. No way, whatsoever. No way whatsoever. Hold on for a sec. Might as well dump this all at once, but like I said, there's no way whatsoever we'd be able to do that, because if a site like YouTube, existed back then, like when I was growing up in the 80s and the 90s, oh, you think they're strict now about stuff? You think they're strict now? Well, not totally strict, but you think, they get strictified by the FTC or whatever now? You think they get, criticized sometimes now for allowing certain things? That's nothing. That is nothing compared to how they would have been treated or criticized back in the day when I'm growing up, or like in the 80s and the 90s, had they been around, because it would be even worse. It'd be even worse. YouTube, honestly, honest truth here, YouTube wouldn't even be around. They wouldn't even be in existence. And that's the truth. They wouldn't even be in existence right now, or at that time. They wouldn't even be in business. Google, they'd be gone. Same with Twitch and Amazon, they'd be gone. Same with the people that own Dailymotion, BitChute, Vimeo, they'd be gone. They would not be around because they allowed people to do these kind of lists or make these kind of discussions. whether or not, like me, they were straight. Because like I said, I'm straight as can be. You know, born again Christian, straight as can be. But like I said, I have family and friends that, you know, are part of that LGBTQ community, and we have to, as God says, we have to love everybody. You have to show them love. You have to love our neighbor. You know, no matter what the circumstance. You know, we have to love them. You know, whether we agree with their decisions or we don't. But like I said, if I was to have made this list back then, you know, back then in the 80s and 90s, had YouTube been around, then yeah, I can pretty much forget about my channel. I can pretty much forget about my channel, and YouTube can pretty much forget about, you know, their business, because, you know, they would be taken off completely for allowing not just me, but for anybody to do videos like that. You know, so, you know, for me to do this video as well, just shows you how much has changed. And the fact that, again, you look at, you know, all these animation studios or all these comic books, and never once would you ever think back then in the 80s and the 90s, you know, or even the 60s and 70s, that this would be, you know, allowed, because it wouldn't. And the reason it wouldn't is because even if, you know, somebody tried to sneak it in there, like I said, then they might as well start getting their resume together and looking for another job. You know, it shows you how much has changed. It shows you how much has changed. And that's why now you're able to see character, you know, you're able to have franchises and shows, you know, imply or indicate that this is, you know, that the LGBTQ-ness is real in the franchise. Legend of Korra, basically, as some people would say, got the ball rolling in the eyes of a lot of people. You know, the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Like I said, Lyra and Bonbon, you know, very, very obvious from the beginning, and it took towards the end for it to happen, for it to be officially acknowledged, if you will. You know, same with Applejack and Rainbow Dash, that's implied, you know, in the final episode of Crush Your Girl's Roller Coaster of Friendship, and, you know, some shorts afterwards implies and indicates Rarity Applejack, you know. And then you look at Sonic. I mean, it's not even that implied, but Ian Flynn himself comes out and says that he and Aaliyah are surprised they got away with it so blatantly when it comes to Sally and Nicole being portrayed as more than just friends, as being, you know, LGBTQ, you know, girlfriends, if you know what I mean, lovers, if you will. Even though there was no real indication, but there was plenty of hints and everything that there was something there. And now you say the same, and now people say the same thing or see the same thing with Tangle and Whisper in the IDW books. So yeah, this is why when I chose these 5 out of many others out there, and believe me, I'm sure a lot of people have commented already and told me there's more that I missed. But these are the 5 that, out of many others out there, I chose because they are talked about the most, not just throughout the year because of the obviousness and all that, but mostly during this month, especially because you see a lot more stories and pictures indicating that. So I just wanted to come on here and do this follow-up that you're going to be seeing a couple of weeks later, and I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you all for watching.